Hi, I'm Alyson the Crocheter.
And I'm Vivian the Knitter, and this is the Keep Calm and Carry Yarn podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 149 of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn. This is a knitting and crochet podcast hosted by me, Alyson, and my mom, Vivian. I'm recording from Scotland.
And I'm recording from Michigan.
Hey everyone!
Hi! Thanks for joining us, whether you're listening on a podcast app or watching us on YouTube. I almost forgot to say my part. I'm a little distracted.
Why are you distracted?
Because as I'm staring at because we have a different setup. So I'm staring at my camera, I can't see myself. I have to look down there to see myself. Now I'm looking at the camera. Now I'm looking at myself. Now I'm looking at the camera.
I see. Okay. Behind the scenes. So different setup, but not anything really different that
for the viewers
can see.
Yeah.
Behind the camera. I've got a new microphone arm. Fancy. Of course, it does. I feel like it gets a little bit in the way for showing things off on the, video.
But you know what? It makes a big difference. Like when I put things on my table or my desk, and when I bang it, yeah, the camera is not going blah, 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 because a lot of times, I have to edit that out. So hopefully, then sometimes you can't edit it out because I'm talking at the same time. So we just have to make sure we hold things this way, which I've kind of have gotten used to it because I've had this arm for a couple months now, something like that.
I see. Yeah.
So have you been?
I've been fine.
Excuse me.
I don't know. I feel like the first month of the year has kind of been a little bit of a drag, but because Sam's been sick like all winter.
Yeah, he has, poor baby.
But I've been doing lots of cooking, which is nice. But no, I'll be fine.
I know the last time our audience saw you was when you were here. So that seemed like so long ago. I mean, it was a month ago, but at the same time, it wasn't.
Feels like more than a month?
Well, slightly more than a month. I mean, it was, for real, slightly more, a few days more than a month, right? But, yeah, it's been a long January. Between everybody getting sick and other stuff that we won't talk about. Because we keep it nice and, what's the word? Light and...
I see. I think it feels a little... let's just say we have, I think, day to day, not living in the US. Obviously, the news penetrates and stuff, but day to day, I'm living here. And so I've got here things that I mostly think about.
You're not as affected by the things that we're watching, seeing, listening to every day. And I've gone on a internet, social media cleanse. Not really on social media this month.
Social media news. Because you read your what's the
Flipboard?
App you use to read news?
It's set up like a magazine, so it pulls your news and articles from all sorts of different websites and sources and news channels or whatever. So and that's where I get most of my news because I don't really watch news that much anymore. But the news on TV does show up on my Flipboard, so I haven't been
right. Anyway, so
we're not
crafty
gonna,
content, right?
I'm going to edit this out. Okay. Yes, crafty content. Have you been working on any whips?
I have been working on my whips, yes. So I think my older whip is my Whin shawl. That's Whin, Whin. And I don't know if I mentioned where that name comes from, but it's another word for gorse, which is those prickly bushes that you see all over the UK, really.
With the yellow flowers.
Little yellow flowers.
It smells like pina colada.
They smell like coconut, yeah. And when I was trying to think of a name for this shawl and eventually called it Whin, I read about some sort of saying that was like, when the gorse is in bloom, it's kissing season, but basically because gorse kind of is always in bloom, so it's always kissing season. Anyway, so this is in issue 5 of Murit.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love
It's a triangular shawl. What do you love?
I just love that botanical element to it.
Yeah, so it's got like textural stitches of sort of like I don't know, how would you describe that?
It looks like
climbing vines of buds. I don't know.
that's a good description.
So I am on so the repeats are very irregular because of the way each as it increases a new vine, shall we say, is added on.
Yep.
But each one is sort of added on naturally, which doesn't necessarily match up with the repeat of
below it
of the stitch so I pretty much gotten to a point where it's like kind of like halfway, now repeat rows whatever 15 to 70 something, but not really halfway because it's increasing, so I have more stitch wise less than halfway, depth wise halfway. And I'm hoping it will block out nice, which it should do.
It's beautiful.
I'm using a Brooklyn tweed yarn. It's a very orangey.
Yes.
Rust.
It's the same color as Emily's couch.
The same color as Emily's couch.
Yes.
So I've been working on that a bit while I've been watching TV in the evenings. And then I've sort of put this down, but the other shawl I was working on was Intersection, which was the shawl from the crochet
Yes.
The crochet project from the Shawl Project book 4 by Joanne Scrace. And I wasn't sure about it because of the lumpy
I remember that.
Yeah, so this is the sort of like, it's just a series of big
waves,
like half circle or like kind of half circles that are connected to each other in a ombre yarn, and that bottom part where it should be flat. So I've blocked this, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
And I think it's blocked fine.
Yeah.
Like
it's not as lumpy. Yeah. Do you think if you did like, of course, then it kind of ruins your ombre. Like if you did like some sort of stitch.
Yeah, I thought about just like a stitch to finish it. I thought about that, but I think it's fine. Like, because you'll be wearing it anyway, and you won't be able to tell that it's not strictly straight. But you do each piece and then you break the yarn. Start a piece, you get like maybe a quarter. You do a quarter of it, and then you start to join it to the main piece. So this is not attached to the yarn. I've done three of the little scallop shell things, and it's transitioning from this sort of
I like that.
This sort of
like acid green,
acid green, and then to like more of a lighter,
like a spring green.
And this is just a touch of the mint at the top. So now when you look at the yarn that I've got left, you can't even tell there was spring or lime or acid green. It just looks like kind of
and then it goes into a gray, a light gray, and a darker gray
to a dark gray,
a medium gray.
Yep. So
that's going to be beautiful when it's done. I really like that.
Now that it's blocked,
I
will carry on. Yeah, I'm happier with the way that's looking.
That's good. And that's the Whin by Erin Ellis. That's in Murit issue 5.
The first one.
Yeah. The first, your Whin, and then this one is, you forgot to mention who it was by. That's all.
Oh, yeah, Erin Ellis in issue 5. And that's pretty much all I've been working on.
So it hasn't really been that long since I last recorded, because the last recording with Emily, we recorded really late, and I wanted to get it out before the end of last month. But I have been working on my Yell cardigan by Marie Wallin, and I finally I've split for the, bless you, for the shoulder bits where you have to do, you're not doing it in the round anymore.
So wait.
So the front.
Oh, because it's steeked in the armholes.
Yeah. But then this part, it's like, it you have to do the shoulder shaping. So you can't do that in the round anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
So, so it's kind of a pain because I have to do the color work back and forth, which is not my favorite thing to do. Sorry.
Yeah.
I yelled into the... And then
nice. Is that blocked?
Yeah, I blocked it. Remember, you weren't here last time. I blocked it.
Looks so good.
And I blocked it to get ready to steek it. But before I steeked it, I realized there wasn't enough. There was enough stitches to pick up all the sleeve on the sides. There wasn't enough height to pick up the stitches for the sleeves. So I ripped it back out. So I had actually did the shoulder shaping and then sewed the shoulders together and then blocked it. Why are you making that face?
You had to rip all that out?
I had to rip it out. It was a bear to rip out because this is sticky yarn. So to rip out the bind off, I actually had to cut it off because I couldn't get it off. But anyway, the second time around, I realized I'm one stitch off for the whole project.
How? If you're following the color?
Well, because I don't know. So the chart looks like this. For the color work, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
So the repeat is in the middle, and there's like 3 inches on the side and 3 on either side. But for the steek stitches, right? But there's only 5 steek stitches. So there's one column of stitches that I was supposed to do before the steek stitches for the very final, the last pattern repeat, which I didn't do. I don't know how. I don't remember. Well, I mean, I'll just have to flub the back because you have to sew. When you sew the shoulders together, there's one stitch in the middle that's not accounted for. That you leave that free, and then when you pick up for the neckband, you pick up like X amount along the one side, and then you pick up one stitch where that bind off is in the back, and then you pick up the rest of the stitches. Yeah, it's going to be really weird shaped, the neckband. I don't know how that works. Because it's only one stitch in the back. It's not like a set of stitches.
Yeah. Can you just skip it? Or do you need to?
I mean, I'm going to have to skip it and add a stitch in the back.
Because yeah, if it's only
to pick
one...
up. Yeah. So anyway, that's my... That was... I don't know how I ended up doing that. I must have looked at the chart and went, that doesn't make sense. And then... I don't know. Anyway, so... So I guess for the middle part, why is my computer doing that? The last stitch on this side and the first stitch on this side, on either side of the center steek is supposed to be the same, like the same design. It's supposed to be repeated according to that chart, which I obviously didn't follow. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so this is not my favorite part, doing stranded color work back and forth, because when you're in the back...
And you've done it twice, and you're doing it twice.
I'm doing it twice, yeah. Yes, I'm doing it twice. plus my jacquard ladderback.
Yeah.
They kind of get in the way, like, because it's Emily had mentioned, like, it's a geometric pattern. Surely it's not that hard to remember it. Like, it's 22 stitch repeat though. I'm like, yeah, like if I didn't have these ladder backs, it would be easier to look at it and know like exactly where I am. But because I do have them, they kind of, especially when I'm in the back, they get in the way of what I'm trying to do. So I'm constantly like going like, where am I? Where am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not my favorite part, and I definitely will not be bringing this with me when I'm traveling later this month. This month? Yes, later this month, because I'm going on a knitting retreat and also visiting Emily in Florida. So I won't have enough room in my luggage for that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I've been working on. But I do have to, I'm drinking my coffee out of this travel mug.
Knit, zip, repeat.
Yeah. Isn't it cute? My friend gave this to me.
I have another whip that's not yarn related that it's crafty. That I was going to talk about. Okay. It's my bookbinding class. So it's a 3-week, 3-day, like bookbinding workshop sort of thing. And it's being hosted at a local bookstore in Leith. And I'm doing it with my friend, and we had our first class last Thursday, and we'll have our next one this week on Thursday. And yeah, so we went and we're making 2 notebooks that are a 4 in size. So this is my first one. So the first workshop was dedicated to like choosing our papers and getting our papers together. Each notebook that we're making is comprised of 6 signatures, which are the like little mini chunk booklets of folded paper, and then they'll get sewn together into a notebook. And the teacher, she like collects old bits of paper and stuff. Like her whole thing is like recycling and reusing. So she had like old books, old envelopes, wrapping paper, calendars, just stuff that we could maps use as like decorative papers. And so this is I don't have a plan for this one. It's just going to be a nice notebook that I could maybe use, and it's generally black and white and blue, so you can see the blue and the black and the whites. And I really like the some of the blues, like these. It's the inside of envelopes,
like safety envelopes,
security
envelopes.
Yeah. So it's like the security pattern, which I really liked. This is from. It's just an index of street names in London, but I specifically picked the page that has. It looks like what?
A directory.
Yeah, so it's a street index, and I picked the page specifically that's got my uncle's street on it.
Oh, okay. So it's in London. Did I miss that?
It's in London. Yeah, it was from a London street map. So yeah, it's just got like random bits. Like obviously this was just some bit of newsprint that somebody painted some watercolor on, just a bit of scrap. That's toilet paper, tissue paper. Like it's called the brand is Who Gives a Crap. And so yeah.
So will
I don't know, just
will you be trimming them like before you bind them together?
No, so they don't have straight ends. I mean, she was saying you could, but I don't really think like the style we're sort of going for, because it's using
very handmade
bits of and then the second one, I was like, well, obviously I'll make a notebook that I can use for my crochet notes and things. So
cute. Learn to crochet.
So I found an old booklet from 1967 that I've now ripped up.
That's a significant
I got it for
year.
like £1. I got it for £1 in a charity shop. So that's from the cover. The Learn to Crochet. So that's just the end papers. Like what else? Like some stitch diagrams from the inside. significantly my publisher's letter from the first issue of Murit, a picture of my husband from the first issue of Murit, and yeah, just some random bits from old crochet magazines. So that one will be my crochet one. So stay tuned. These will be turned into notebooks. They're going to have pleather covers. This one I think will be black, and then the crochet one will be teal. I think I'm the only person who picked the teal.
That's one of my favorite
it's been
colors.
good fun, and both my friend and I have been enjoying it. I think it. We were talking to other people on the course and saying how it really, it feeds into a lot of our other hobbies. So there was another knitter as well, and so it's like having a notebook that you can use for your knitting notes, and then like obviously people who say sketch, and then being able to make your own sketchbooks. And then my friend is a translator, so she's gonna have one of her notebooks dedicated to one of her translation projects.
Nice.
So yeah, no, it's been fun.
Okay, well, I guess it's time for our Buzzfeed.
It is. Bake a personal cake to reveal your cookie personality, which is, I mean, choose a cake. I will tell you what cookie you are. I also noticed a typo in the URL, so it's cookie personality quiz.
Maybe there was already a cookie personality quiz, so they tweaked this one.
Yeah, personality quiz, not personality quiz 2. Okay, so what cookie are you?
I got ginger snap. Sarcastic, talkative, and funny. You have a lot of character. Just like ginger snaps, you are full of spice, and you're full of personality and ready to take on the world. Woohoo!
I'll give that to you.
Okay, what did you get?
I got sugar cookie. Energetic, friendly, and optimistic, you bring joy to everyone you know. You might not be the serious friend, but you're definitely the fun one.
You do. You bring joy.
wrong
You do bring
with that.
joy to your friends.
Yeah, I don't. I would say like I am not like the serious
friend.
one, but I wouldn't say I'm the like
The fun one
the
either.
fun one either. Fun. I'm just not the fun one.
You're just
I'm not
you're
cool
just
enough for
fun.
that.
Funny.
just normal.
Okay.
So cake wise, I went in kind of knowing originally I was going for just like stuff I like, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna go in with a plan. Like this is the finished cake that I'm gonna bake.
Okay.
So bear that in mind.
So what kind of cake did you make? Bake.
Vanilla.
Okay. I picked chocolate. Go figure. So I have a feeling
The problem was
that none of our
I was
things will be
originally
the
gonna
same.
go for red. I was originally going to go for red velvet, but they didn't have cream cheese frosting, so I was like, well, what's the point of that then?
So you looked at all the questions before you answered.
No, well, the frosting is like the third question down. So then once I saw that, I was like, ah, crap. So I went back.
I see. So you
So
cheated.
cake shape?
Circle.
I didn't cheat. I just changed my mind.
Okay.
I also did circle. Okay, frosting.
Chocolate ganache.
Okay, I also went for chocolate ganache, but I don't like too much chocolate.
Chocolate.
So I went
Chocolate.
vanilla
Chocolate.
cake,
Chocolate.
chocolate frosting, which I feel like is the kind of cake I would have often requested for my birthday as a kid. Yellow cake,
With chocolate
chocolate frosting.
Yeah.
Am I making that up?
No, you're not. Madeline was the only one that said chocolate. No, wait. Emily, maybe too. All chocolate.
Yeah.
Toppings. Add a topping.
I went for fruit, but now I'm like, maybe I should have gone for chocolate chip.
Well, I don't really like fruit on my.
Who's putting
chocolate.
gummy bears on their cakes?
Madeline.
No.
So Madeline, so her
No.
mother doesn't eat it.
The problem with that is the cake and the icing is a specific texture, and then I feel like you have to work your way through a gummy bear. So you chew, 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 chew. There's no more cake, and now you just got gummy bears in your mouth. There's nothing wrong with that. But then at that point, you might as well just have the gummy bears separately.
Yeah, you're taking this very seriously.
Okay, another
I picked
topping.
chocolate chips. Another topping.
Sorry, chocolate chips. Okay, you're going chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. I said no thanks.
I said ice cream. It's not really a topping. It's more of a on the side.
Yeah. Okay, would it be chocolate icing? Ice cream?
No, it would be vanilla ice cream because then it'll be that will take it a little bit too far. It's too far.
Okay, well then, is your surprise filling chocolate?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I went for caramel.
I went for strawberry.
Okay.
So I would have liked it even better if it was raspberry. I love chocolate and raspberry.
I prefer strawberry. Huh. And who are you making this cake for?
My family.
I almost said me, but I went for my friends.
Oh. So then I was...
It's for me, but it'll end up getting shared with my friends because I'm not going to eat the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. What about...
And then the best looking cake?
I went for the chocolate one, not the one with the Oreos.
I also went for that one. Just like
the one with the fruit looked good though, but it didn't match all of the things I made.
Yeah, but you know you could do it's like that style with like the exposed cake.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
and like the ice.
Good to eat. That one looks good to eat. Mm-hmm. So we didn't get the same thing. Woo-hoo. That's unusual.
We're different people.
Do you have any FOs?
No.
Guess what?
Oh my gosh. Is it your Lento?
Yes.
Oh my god. Because I was literally thinking when you said you didn't have any more whips, I was like, oh, she's just not going to talk about her Lento? I almost asked you, what about your Lento? And then I didn't because I was like, maybe she doesn't have it down here with her. Or okay. Anyway, your FO. I was just going to provide the context that this was from Lane magazine by Jonna Helin.
Mm-hmm. Jonna, not Jonah. Jonna.
Jonna, yeah.
I was gonna wear it, but then I decided not to.
Make it a surprise. Yeah. So how many days did this take you?
I'm looking it up right now. I started it January 21st, finished it February 2nd. Which is, was that 21st and the 2nd? So that's a
11
week.
days, 12 days.
Yeah, a week and 1, 2,
less
3,
than 2 weeks. Let's
4
less than 2
weeks.
A week
and 4 days. Yeah.
Wow. Happy?
I'm very happy with it.
Looks good.
I bought way too much yarn. So I have like almost a full skein of the fingering weight, not quite, and then full 3 skeins of the mohair and a little bit.
Oh wow!
So, because I was thinking, oh, the next time I make one, I'm gonna stripe the mohair. I'll keep the base the same, but I'll stripe the mohair in 2 different colors.
Will you use the same mohair you've used for this one or different colors?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I might do like kind of neutral base and then like neon color, not quite neon, but really bright like colors for the mohair and see what that looks like.
I would do. I mean, if I were going that way, I'd do neutral base, 1 neutral mohair, and then 1 neon, as opposed to 2
or like crazy color.
Bright.
I mean, I don't quite mean neon, more like like. Bright, yeah, like jewel tones or something. So I can. So I know, like, holding your yarn with mohair with two strands has been popular for a few years now, and I've been resisting only because I have so much things in my queue. Like, oh, I don't want to start another different sweater or whatever. And then, but the fact that you're holding, 2 skinny yarns together and using a giant needle. I mean, I had to go out and buy size 10s. it goes so fast because you're using giant needles. But then at the same time, like I've always hated making a sweater with giant needles because that usually means you're using really fat yarn, and then your sweater's going to be really thick, and I wouldn't be able to wear it because I can't wear thick sweaters because I get too hot. So this is like perfect. I'm so happy with it. And it was definitely
What length is it? Like, what length do you have it?
it goes
on the short side or just
it's a little bit on the short side. It's not like I think I made it a little longer than what it called for, maybe. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But it definitely is a bit cropped. But which is fine for us because we're so short.
Yeah, if I want to make it cropped, I have to make it shorter than what it
calls for. Yeah.
Version. Yeah.
It was a very good palette cleanser because, working on my Yale cardigan, excuse me, and also that lace weight brioche, the tourist shawl.
Oh, yeah.
My mind's kind of been a bit frazzled.
You keep making mistakes.
I'm actually contemplating ripping out the tourist shawl because I was like, I can't. It just like,
how far are you?
I'm not very far. That's the thing. It's like this big. It's not very,
Yeah.
But it's lace weight.
Yeah.
So it's taking me a long time. So I don't know. I might just do something else with that. Oh, I can hold that with. It's not cereal alpaca, but I can hold that with a different yarn to make something else. We'll see.
Yeah. Now that you've done it once.
Yeah. So I can't remember if I had mentioned this the last episode. It wasn't that long ago, but I don't remember. Your dad comes. Your dad wakes up like hours before I do, and then I wake up one morning. He's like, "What's wrong with that new thing that you're making?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, it's all scraggly looking and it's all tangled. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It's like the pink thing. I'm like, "Oh." And I was like, I'm holding two yarns together. So I'm thinking that's probably why he thinks it's all tangled because there's like two. And then he's like, yeah, but it's also scraggly looking. He's talking about the mohair yarn. Because, when you're holding mohair yarn by itself, it does look kind of scraggly.
Yeah. Did you show him that? Has he like seen the finished thing? Be like, look, see?
No, I don't think so. He doesn't pay attention to what I do. But yeah, you're right. I should.
Said scraggly.
But I was like laughing. It's like, it's not the first time I've used mohair. And also, the Fraga Clava was two yarns held together. And he watched me knit that. So he just forgot. Or wasn't paying attention. Or both. So I have my next project. I have the yarn. I haven't started swatching it because I want to take that when I travel, and I can't because I can't take my yell. But I want to work on my yell while I'm home. But I need to swatch it before I leave. First world problems. You don't have an FO, do you?
No, I already said no. Okay.
Yo. How's the organizing for the Woolly Good going?
Oh yes, good. Tickets have gone on sale. Lots of the workshops have sold out. Some of the talks have sold out. There are still some workshops available. So if you're interested, have a look there. And I feel like, so we have two venues. I'm sure I must have mentioned the last time we talked about it.
I don't know. I don't know that you actually mentioned it on the podcast. We haven't talked about Woolly Good in a while.
So this year's Woolly Good Gathering, we had to change venues. Situation out of our control. But we've got a venue on the west side of town. So quite central. Central Hall, it's called. And so that's where the marketplace rooms are going to be, and there's like a nice sort of social space. Unfortunately, because of the venue change, and it's just a different kind of venue, we don't have the space for the sort of like music and food trucks and stuff, but we are quite central, so there's lots of food options around. And in fact, I think there might be some sort of like street food places that happen to be right outside the venue, not associated with the venue, but they're there as well. And then the workshop and talk venue is actually a 10-minute walk away. So that's just one thing to bear in mind if you're, say, going to a talk as well. But it's a lovely venue. We've done it at the Edinburgh Printmakers. So you can go there, do your talk or your workshop, but you can also have a look at the exhibitions there. They have a nice gift shop, exhibition gallery spaces, and not really related to the festival, but for people who are interested, maybe who live in Edinburgh, they've got a open printmaking studio, so anybody can like go along and like book a space and use the print machines.
Oh, cool.
So we had a quick like peek in, and it's pretty cool. And anything else? There's a nice cafe, and that's also where we're doing our social sort of craft night on the Friday night, although that's sold out. So I'll see maybe people see you there if you've already booked that. If not, sorry. But yeah, no, it's good.
I'm super excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, and if you come, you'll see not just my mom, but you'll see the other crafting sister who is not a host of the podcast,
been on
Madeline.
The podcast, yes, Madeline, my youngest. The youngest will be attending as well. She'll be volunteering, so I don't know what she's going to be. She'll be helping out at Morit, probably.
Well, yeah, I basically
have
said
things.
that. Yeah, between the two of you, you're both available to help to volunteer, but you're also working the Morit stand, so it would have to be like a sort of switch out situation. But then it means you get to do a bit more than just standing in the Morit stand. Plus, she's a crocheter, so you gotta have her at the Morit stand.
Yeah, she's gonna have to start a new project to work on. She has to work on a Morit project. I keep like pushing things at her, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not there yet."
But she's getting there. She did the photography mittens.
Yeah, and she did a hat that's similar. Well, she picked she wanted to do your watch cap. No, what's it called? Warder hat. Except the yarn that we had was not the right weight, so she picked a different pattern. But she did the color work like your warder hat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, and then like, anyway, she has been crocheting.
Well, maybe one day we'll wrangle her in as the final co-host.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Yeah. So that's all we have going. Oh, wait. I have the first shop talk of the year. So I started sewing again. And I bought this new fabric. It's so cute. Oops, here we go. So this is an Alyson bag. And the feature fabric has sheep knitting with flowers. Like flower crowns, and
they've got like one's got a flower crown, another one is just like, instead of wool, it's just like flowers. It reminds me of, like the thing where you see like men with beards and they like put flowers or like in their beards. Oh, it's so cute. It's very I can't think of
springy. It's very springy.
It's very cute. It's very springy, yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Am I holding it the right spot? Because I can't see.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. That one. And another one that I'm making that I'm not done with because I started doing something else. I thought the fabric was really cute. It's got cats.
Oh, sewing kitties.
Sewing, and there's yarn, and there's sewing machines on a blue background.
I like how most of the cats have got like those like happy faces where their eyes are closed, but one of them's got their eyes open.
Yeah. One is doing something with a dress form. I'm not sure what she's doing. There's a cat on the sewing machine, and there's one not inside.
I mean, I don't think they're sewing. I think they're just
playing in the sewing room. They're
running amok amongst sewing stuff.
Sewing. There's yarn too. There's a yarn basket.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I've been working on, and some other stuff. So hopefully these guys will be in the shop. And my shop is called Pearl and Plum, in case you were wondering, because I always forget. I'm not very good. So actually, Pearl and Plum is the sponsor of KCACY of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn. I just don't always remember to mention that.
No. Well, I'll record a little advert for the the mid podcast break. This podcast is brought to you by Pearl and Plum.
There's like maybe 5 bags in the shop right now because I make a bunch and then I try to keep a certain amount in there, but over the holidays and then getting sick and everything, my inventory has been depleted and I haven't been replacing. Yeah.
I mean, you could go through that for that model where you just do you announce a drop. It's like the new collection drops next Tuesday.
Yeah, I'd have to make a lot more
20 new bags. Yeah.
Like 10 of the same, and I don't generally do that. I know some of my customers like, wait, your whatever bag, there's no more. Like, I'll make more. I tend to only just like maybe 2 or 3 in one fabric, and then move on to the next fabric. And if you miss it, I'll come back around at some point. It's just whatever mood I'm in.
Yeah. So that's on Etsy if you're interested. It's
pearlandplum.etsy.com.
Yep. Will I drop the rest of our links and socials and stuff? Do the spiel?
Yeah, time for you to spiel. I think I'm doing a pretty good job spieling, but you have more practice.
Yes, I do. So the show notes for this episode and every episode can be found on our website, which is kcacypodcast.wordpress.com. Our Instagram handle is also kcacypodcast. My personal Instagram is Alyson here, and my mom's is upstate_bib. You can like and subscribe and comment and favorite and review all the things on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, it's called now, or wherever else you listen to podcasts. You can also watch along on YouTube. You can also join our Ravelry group. Just search for Keep Calm and Carry Yarn podcast in the groups tab. So, thank you for listening.
And remember to keep calm and carry yarn. Bye!
Bye!